Whoops. Yeah, sorry. Wow. Okay, so hey guys, and welcome to Toribash Replay Challenge with me, Jack Morris from Man of Fire Films, where this week should have been last week. Don't really want to dive into the nitty-gritty details because it'll take a while to explain. Mostly forgot, gonna be honest, but yeah, something came up and we weren't able to film this last week, so we're filming it this week instead. So I guess today you're getting a double dose of replays. You're getting Replay Challenge and Replay Showcase. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so we have the results to the Don't Touch the Floor challenge from a couple of weeks ago when I issued it, and they're pretty good. I mean, as always, these will be ranked from 5 to 1, or 1 to 5, whatever you prefer, in terms of how good they were. So we're starting at number 5 here by Moth 2 by Jojo Hill. That's not by Moth 2, it is Moth 2 by Jojo Hill. As I said, these will start okay and get better, but let's get straight into it. So at number 5, we have the crotch slam sort of backhand decap. Now, I didn't really want to say this in the challenge issue because I wanted to see what you guys would do, but I was sort of slyly judging these replays on sort of how easy the person made it for themselves with moving their own Tori. So for example, Jojo Hill here literally moved his Tori above Jeff. I'd argue that makes it a lot easier. And I didn't want to say that was against the rules, but I also didn't want to encourage people to do it. You know, I kind of wanted to see whether or not you guys would challenge yourself by doing it. Pretty much everyone went for moving the Tori above Jeff, but some people did it in more interesting ways. This is still pretty cool. I believe he controls Jeff a little bit there as well to stop him from falling over. Either that or the joints kind of bug out and don't fall. That has happened before on the show. But yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. It's not groundbreaking, pun intended, but it's pretty good. Definitely worthy of number 5. Got to turn off chat. There we go. But cool. Anyway, moving along to number 4, we have the game not loading. We have Don't Touch the Floor, Epic 8-1. This guy went for the tactic of, I had to show the reflection there, of moving both Tories off the ground. Both Tories, is that right? Not sure. So Jeff and himself off the ground. This is number 4, Epic 8-1. Manages to... This is arguably the most stiff replay, but there's something about the way he doesn't touch the ground that, I don't know, makes me kind of happy. I think that hand there is actually his though, but I'm gonna allow it because it looks cool. No, it's Jeff's. Okay, yeah. That was probably the bit I really liked, was sort of not touching the floor by putting Jeff's hand on the floor instead. I'm trying to go frame by frame here so you guys can see exactly what happens. Yeah, you know, it all works really, really well. I like the fact that he never touches the ground. You know, even after the frames are all done, he's still kind of balancing on Jeff's body parts. This is sort of what I wanted to see. You know, when I issued this challenge, I sort of expected people to use Jeff's body to their advantage. Jeff surfing, that's what we're going to call it. It is Jeff surfing 101. And he gets a lot of destruction, you know, does a lot of destruction without actually touching the ground. I said it was totally fine to move the Tories around. I didn't specify whether or not it was okay to move Jeff, at least I don't think I did, but it definitely was okay, because quite a few of you did. In fact, I'm pretty sure I actually did mention that in the challenge issue video. But yeah, this is all really, really cool, you know? All really, really, really cool. Watch it through one more time, why not? And then we'll move on to the middle replay. Things are starting to heat up now. And I will say that the best replay here is really fucking special. Really, really fucking special. Moving along to our third replay for the day. This is Mac M Ice Cream by Mac with the sunglasses that I really, really, really want. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Toribash community. Also went for the starting both Tories in the air. Way higher than the other guy, though. Way, way, way higher. This was a replay that I almost didn't put in, because while not breaking any rules at all, it's strangely not in, like, the spirit of the challenge, but it was too cool to not put in. So this guy basically does everything he wants to do while falling. Doesn't break the rules. Does not break the rules. Does not touch the ground, which is the point of the replay. And it's one of those challenges that I left vague on purpose to see what people would do. And ends up doing something really cool with it. Obviously, the skeet does not count, I don't think. I think that happens after he touches the ground. But yeah, I'm particularly fond of the way he kind of spins Jeff around and follows it up with a kick. But yeah, no. You, that little red ball, you don't count. That was after he touched the ground. That does not get counted in the replay. Everyone pretend that doesn't exist. okay? We can't see that. We have a blind spot once it touches the ground. But yeah, you know, it was one of those replays where I had to sort of stop and think, like, is this against the rules? But no. It's within the challenge I set, and it looks really, really cool. Sorry, it's a different show. I'm not used to it. It looks really, really grand. You know, it's a very grand old replay. So yeah, maybe a little bit of a gray area on that, but it looks too cool to not put it in. We'll watch it through one more time, and then we'll move along to the penultimate replay. The second place replay is not loading. There we are. Nick Moth Ground Challenge by Nicholas135. Also went for the moving both tires in the air. If I remember correctly, I think everybody actually did that except for the first replay. This guy doesn't start as far up as the last guy, and actually does do quite a little bit of stuff on the ground there. Does touch the ground, sort of tagging out the replay, but at least stopped doing anything after that happened. You can see him sort of go ragdoll. This was one I really liked. Again, it does a bit of Jeff surfing, but brushes his elbow on the ground, which is when he ends the replay. I put this one at second, mainly for the amount of destruction that gets done to Jeff, and that landing right there. We'll look at this one a bit slower, see if you guys can really see just how Nick stays off the ground. In fact, we're going to go even slower here, but I will speed it up to get to the ground. Here he comes, and let's go 20%. So he manages to land on Jeff. Like, he actually doesn't touch the ground there at all. Does quite a little bit more destruction before inevitably touching the ground there with his elbow. That's the end of the replay. That's where we're judging it. But I had to put it in for the way he kind of lands on Jeff's body parts there. It's just really, really, really well done. A lot of thought went into it. And he didn't start above Jeff. You know, as much as I appreciated the first replay, starting above Jeff, I don't know, it makes it just a little bit easier, you know? So starting to the side of him and managing to land on top of him, I thought was really, really, really cool. Kind of, it's not really Jeff surfing, it's more kind of like Jeff lounging, you know? He's kind of like relaxing on what's left of Jeff's body parts. But yeah, second place there. We're moving on to the winner of this challenge, which is Trizon, Madman, Enzo by Trizon. This is the only other replay. I'm just going to, hang on, let me just... Pretty sure there was a skin, but I guess it didn't download. Maybe it went. Trizon. This guy is the only person... No, the first replay did it as well. The only other replay that has Jeff starting on the ground and him starting in the air. This one is awesome. Mainly because of this. Just the little walk at the end. Check it out. He manages to get cocky without touching the ground. Another replay that never touches the ground. Possibly due in part to the fact that he stands on Jeff there, which is all really, really, really cool. Grand. It's all really grand. The thing that stood out to me most with the replays in this challenge was, I guess, the cleverness by which people avoided standing on the ground. And I think this one takes the cake for most clever, especially at the end there with the handstand on Jeff's body parts. I mean, there's a little step here, as you can see. We'll go back and forth here for a sec. Where he stands on Jeff's midriff. I'm not really sure what that part is. It's definitely part of the chest, but it's hard to really tell what it is. You know, it kind of puts his foot through Jeff, but lands on a little bit of him to make sure that he doesn't fall on the floor. It's all really, really grand. Grand. There we are. It's sounding better now. I also really do like that decap. You know, it's a nice way to start the replay and a nice way to end. Certainly more in kin of what I expected from this challenge, and I'm really glad to see people sort of going out of their way to stick to the challenge, because there were actually a handful of replays submitted to the challenge that immediately broke the rule. I did specify in the challenge that you were not to touch the ground at all. That included starting the replay on the ground and then leaping into the air. There were quite a few replays that did that. I literally said that in the challenge issue video. So I'd recommend for future challenges listening very carefully to the issue video. There are sometimes some conditions and stuff that will disqualify your replay if you don't follow them. Anyway, congratulations to Trizon. It's a weird day to be recording, and I'm a little bit tired. No, I'm not going to say I'm tired. I'm just a little bit out of practice. It's been like a week since I've filmed anything. Congratulations to Trizon on winning this. Check back. It'll be next week now, because we're a little bit late on this recording for the next challenge, which will be a little bit more traditional and a little bit more easy for you guys to do. We've already filmed it, and it's going to be a good one, I think. So yeah, check back next week for that. Check back later today for Toribash Replay Showcase, and this Thursday for Toribash Mod Spotlight. I've been Jack Morris from Man of Fire Films, and I will see you next week, guys. I'll see you in about 20 minutes, actually. Bye.